Greg Murphy produced what was described as the lap of the gods in 2003. Craig Lowes bettered it in 2010, and Fabian Coulthard set the new benchmark in 2014. And now Drive is out to set a new lap record for the Bathurst 1000. Except we're not exactly at the mecca of Australian motorsport. Welcome to Bathurst, not the mountain, but the island. If you've never heard of Bathurst Island before, it lies about 80 kilometres north of Darwin. It forms one half of the Tiwi Islands, alongside its even larger twin, Melville Island. It's flat as a pancake, so there aren't any mountains here, though some of the views are certainly panoramic. And our record attempt is all the more cunning, because in land size, Bathurst is exactly 1,000 square miles. And this is our race car, a Jeep Wrangler Black Hawk, doing its best impression of a New Zealand rugby player. Now, look, the Wrangler isn't the best thing to drive on bitumen. However, with Bathurst Island's road infrastructure basically comprising dirt and gravel tracks and sand, well, there's no better domain for this famous little off-roader. Okay, red light, green light, and we're off! Okay, into Hell Corner. Try not to understeer out wide and onto Mountain Straight. Okay, go on, got to bear with us here, we're having a bit of fun. I can tell you something, with these corrugations, it's relatively comfortable in the Jeep Wrangler. Can you imagine your car of the future, V8 supercar, with its stiff chassis on this? Probably fall apart. A lap of Mount Panorama is 6.2 kilometres. The Wrangler covered that distance in just under 5 minutes on Bathurst Island, though our overall circuit is going to take considerably longer, well beyond the endurance race's typical length. Like Bathurst, we do have to keep an eye out for the old roos. Even in a pretty solid Jeep Wrangler, I don't want to be meeting one of those. And just like the mountain, this Bathurst track can claim plenty of victims. A couple of advantages in the Wrangler's favour though. Thanks to the external spare wheel, we won't need to pit if we suffer a puncture. And if we slide into the gravel trap, or stunning sandy shoreline in this case, there's no getting beached. We just engage the Jeep's low-range gearing and crack on. Back on the dusty track, we head through dense rainforest that includes the occasional challenging tight downhill corner. Forest elbow, anyone? And there are plenty of long straights where we can pretend we're flying down Conrod, even if our top speed rarely touches 3 figures with these surface conditions. The engine, we've got a 3.6 litre Pentastar V6, which sounds quite good when you rev it, quite a fruity note. Saying that, of course, on these tracks, we want a bit more low rev and mid-range muscularity. The engine produces 347 newton-meters of torque at 4,300. That doesn't sound too promising on paper. The important thing is that 90% of that torque is available from just 1,800 RPM and carries all the way to peak power at 6,350. Now, you wouldn't get this from Jamie Whincup on a hot lap, but here's a quick tour guide along the way. Bathurst Island was first sighted by Dutch navigators in 1705. That was a few centuries ago, but the island has been occupied by indigenous communities for some 7,000 years, since rising sea levels separated the Tiwi Islands from mainland Australia. Today, about 90% of the island's 2,500 population is still of Aboriginal descent. We ended up spending a whole day among the Tiwi people in Bathurst Island's main town of Warramayunga, or New Hugh as the locals still know it. There has been a significant Catholic influence here since a mission was established back in 1911, while Aussie rules football is another religion in these parts. The remarkable friendliness of the people also ensures that Bathurst and Melville live up to their billing as the Islands of Smiles. We're grinning too because not only have we had a fantastic adventure in a lesser-known region of Australia, but we're also pretty confident that our special lap record isn't going to be beaten anytime soon.